Dwayne Douglas Johnson, better known by his ring name The Rock, is one of the most recognizable figures in the world today. His journey from a struggling football player to a wrestling icon, and then to one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, is nothing short of inspiring. This is the story of a man who turned obstacles into opportunities and failures into fuel for greatness. Dwayne Johnson was born on May 2nd, 1972, in Hayward, California, into a family with wrestling in its blood. His father, Rocky Johnson, was a professional wrestler, and his grandfather, Peter Maivia, was also a famous figure in the wrestling world. Growing up, Dwayne moved around often due to his father's career, living in different parts of the United States as well as in New Zealand. As a young boy, he admired the discipline and strength of his father, but he also witnessed the sacrifices and struggles that came with life in the ring. Johnson's teenage years were not easy. By the age of 15, his family was facing financial difficulties, and at one point, they were evicted from their home. Dwayne has spoken openly about feeling directionless during this time, even getting into trouble with the law as a teenager. But he found a lifeline in sports. Football became his passion, giving him structure and a sense of purpose. With his towering physique and natural athletic ability, Johnson excelled on the field. His talent earned him a scholarship to the University of Miami, a powerhouse in college football. Playing as a defensive lineman, Johnson was part of the Miami Hurricanes team that won the national championship in 1991. Surrounded by future NFL stars, he dreamed of making it big in professional football. But life had other plans. After college, Johnson signed with the Calgary Stampeders in the Canadian Football League. However, his football career was short-lived. Within 2 months, he was cut from the team. At just 23 years old, his lifelong dream had crumbled. He returned home to live with his parents, carrying only $7 in his pocket. This moment of despair later inspired the name of his production company, Seven Bucks Productions. With his football career over, Johnson made a bold decision. He would follow in the footsteps of his father and grandfather and enter the world of professional wrestling. At first, his father was hesitant, knowing how difficult the business could be. But with determination, Dwayne trained hard and developed his persona. In 1996, he debuted in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, as Rocky Maivia, a combination of his father's and grandfather's names. At first, fans were not impressed. The cheerful, smiling rookie was booed by the crowds, who chanted, "Die, Rocky, die." But Dwayne refused to give up. He reinvented himself as The Rock, a charismatic, trash-talking character who quickly became one of the most electrifying personalities in sports entertainment. With catchphrases like, "Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?" and his famous eyebrow raise, he won over millions of fans. During his wrestling career, The Rock became an 8-time WWE champion and one of the most popular superstars in the history of the sport. His feuds with legends like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, and The Undertaker are still remembered as some of the greatest moments in WWE history. Beyond his athleticism, it was his ability to entertain, on the mic and in the ring, that made him a global sensation. But Dwayne Johnson was not content to stay in just one arena. With his larger-than-life personality, he set his sights on Hollywood. His film debut came in 2001 with a role in The Mummy Returns, where he played the Scorpion King. The character was so popular that it led to a spin-off film, The Scorpion King, in 2002, which officially launched his career as a movie star. At first, many critics doubted whether a wrestler could make it in Hollywood, but Johnson proved them wrong. He carefully chose roles that allowed him to showcase both his physical presence and his comedic timing. Movies like The Rundown, Walking Tall, and Gridiron Gang helped establish him as a leading man. Over time, he transitioned into blockbuster franchises, becoming one of the most bankable actors in the industry. Perhaps his biggest breakthrough came when he joined the Fast and Furious franchise in 2011. As Luke Hobbs, a relentless lawman, Johnson injected new energy into the series, helping it become one of the highest-grossing franchises of all time. His on-screen presence, combined with his natural charisma, made him a favorite among audiences worldwide. But Johnson didn't stop there. He starred in a wide range of films, from action-packed adventures like San Andreas and Rampage to family-friendly hits like Moana, where he voiced the demigod Maui. His performance in Moana was especially beloved, as he not only voiced the character but also sang, showcasing yet another side of his talent. Outside of acting, Johnson has become a highly successful entrepreneur. With Seven Bucks Productions, he produces films, television shows, and digital content. He also launched the tequila brand Terramana, which quickly became one of the fastest growing spirits in the world. His business ventures reflect the same drive and ambition that carried him through wrestling and acting. In addition, Johnson is known for his work ethic and inspirational mindset. He often shares motivational posts on social media, emphasizing discipline, gratitude, and the importance of hard work. Millions of fans look up to him not just as an entertainer, but as a role model who overcame setbacks and built a life of success. On a personal level, Dwayne Johnson is a devoted family man. He has 3 daughters and often speaks about how being a father is the most important role of his life. Despite his fame, he remains grounded, crediting his family and upbringing for keeping him humble and focused. Over the years, Johnson has also given back through philanthropy. He founded the Dwayne Johnson Rock Foundation, which helps at-risk and terminally ill children. He has also supported causes related to veterans, education, and disaster relief. His generosity and compassion reflect his belief that true success is measured by the impact one has on others. Today, Dwayne Johnson is more than just an actor or a former wrestler. He is a global brand, a cultural icon, and a symbol of resilience. From his days of having only $7 to his name, to becoming one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood, his story is proof that with determination, hard work, and the right mindset, anything is possible. In his own words, Johnson often reminds his fans, "Be the hardest worker in the room." It is this philosophy that has carried him through every stage of his journey. Whether in the wrestling ring, on the big screen, or in business, The Rock has consistently proven that he is willing to put in the work to achieve greatness. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's life is a testament to the power of perseverance. His story inspires millions of people around the world to chase their dreams, no matter how impossible they may seem. From football to wrestling to Hollywood, he has conquered every arena he has entered. And while his accomplishments are already legendary, one thing is certain: The Rock is far from finished. This is Dwayne Johnson, the athlete, the entertainer, the entrepreneur, the father, and the icon.